Do you know where is your other friend, Melvin? Hi, it's 8 with 2 minutes a.m. and no students from Quinto Bachillerato. Hi, Alejandro.
Hi.
Do you know where's
Bueno,
your other friend?
no, no me contestó.
Okay, so for today I was planning to work in pairs, but he's not there, right? So we are going to work together. Okay, so don't worry, we are going to try to work together.
Es que ajá, yo le pregunté ayer de qué íbamos a hacer para ponernos de acuerdo y no, solo me dejó en visto.
Okay, maybe he was a little bit busy, right?
Ajá.
Okay. So we need to work in our page number 8 from or you had homework, right? You have to work in a conversation model, right? You have to do a conversation using past perfect and using intensifiers. Okay. So can you read your conversation, please? Just to make sure that you understand the topic.
Emilia no sabía que teníamos que hacer una conversación. O sea, pensé que era en grupo.
Yes, but for example, you didn't came to the class on Friday and we worked together with Melvin, okay? We work in a conversation model using intensifiers. So the last class we have, that it was on Tuesday, I told you that you have to work in this conversation model, right? And you have to use past perfect and using intensifiers, okay? So you didn't work on it?
No.
Okay, so we are going to work together, okay? So, sorry, do you have questions about how to use past perfect? You
No.
are alone right now. It's like a private, yeah, it's like a private class from you. Okay, so tell me, do you have questions how to use past perfect?
No, teacher. No question.
Okay, and do you know how to use intensifiers?
No. Tampoco.
No? Okay, so we are going to work together in our conversation model, okay? And first of all, we have to read our conversation model that is in number 7. And it says, so how was your day? Unbelievably busy. By 9, I had taken the placement test, registered for class, and bought my books. That's a lot to do before 9. That was nothing. At 10, I had a meeting across town, but at 1, I had already arrived back at school for my class. What did you do about lunch? Well, when I got to class, I hadn't eaten yet, so I just got a snack. Wow, you will be pretty hungry now. Okay, so now I'm going to be like letter E and you're going to be letter B. Okay, so you are going to, you can work or write in your book, or maybe you can copy the conversation model in a sheet of paper or in your notebook. Okay, so it says, I'm going to be letter A and you're going to be letter B. Okay, so you have to answer. So how was your day?
se pronuncia eso, Miss?
¿Mm?
¿Cómo se pronuncia eso? No sé.
Unbelievably.
Unbelievably bus by night. I I had take the
Yes,
placement
but
test.
you have to change the information. Okay, you have to
Ah,
replace the information.
¿cómo así?
Okay. So
¿Cómo así?
Alejandro, so how was your day? And you have to complete the other statement.
No sé, Miss.
Yeah, I was asking you if you have questions about how to use past perfect and how to use intensifiers, and you said no. Okay, so now we are just going to do a conversation, okay, using past perfect and intensifiers. That's why I was explaining to you the conversation model that you have at the top, okay? So now we have to do a conversation model changing the information, okay? So I'm going to be letter A and you're going to be letter B, and you have to replace the information, okay? So how was your day? Okay, and you have to answer me. Pretty busy, really busy, or you can change the information, okay? In order to have another conversation model, okay? So tell me. Remember that, let me check. I'm going to share you my screen. Okay, but it is at level 3. Okay, so as you can see here, we have our past perfect, okay? And my past perfect it has an auxiliary verb, right? My auxiliary verb is going to be had, no matter what pronoun we are talking about. Always is going to be had, okay? I had, you had, she had, they had, okay? And then we're going to use verbs in past participle, okay? That's why as I ask you if you can download a list of verbs in past participle, okay? Because you have to take into account that we have regular verbs and irregular verbs. Irregular verbs change. Regular verbs, you only have to add ed, okay? Because we are talking in past. And then we have time markers. We have already, yet, by, before, and after, okay? That's time markers and are going to help us to know or to determine if the activity was done or is still be doing, okay? So one of the keys from using past perfect are going to be had. I'm going to use it when I'm talking about something positive, okay? Like already. And then I'm going to use had to refer to something negative, okay? So I'm going to use yet. And then we have a structure of a sentence using past perfect. And we can use a subject that is going to be a pronoun or name. And then we have our auxiliary verb that is always going to be had. And then we have a time marker. It could be already, yet, after, before, or by. And then we have a past participle verb. And then we have our complement. Okay. And the example says, he had already eaten when their friends called. Okay. Remember that you have to use a simple past for some verbs. Okay, that's the past perfect. Now we have intensifiers. As I was explaining you before, intensifiers tell us about the intensity of another word. It has no a real meaning, so it can be removed. Intensifiers are adverbs. For example, I'm going to use intensifiers just to make the conversation dramatic, okay? I'm going to use intensifiers when I want to cause surprise to anybody. I'm going to use intensifiers to make the conversation intense, okay? I'm going to use intensifiers um, to cause different emotions, okay? So we have a lot of intensifiers, but there are the most important intensifiers. And we have unbelievably, okay? That it means that it's something very surprising and difficult to believe. Then we have incredibly, and it's difficult to believe or extremely. Really used to say that something is certain or true. We have so, like degree or very. And then we have pretty. And pretty doesn't mean bonita in this context, okay? This in this context is just like muy, okay? Quite but not extremely, okay? So we can use them in a conversation, okay? Just to add emotion, intensity, energy, or to be dramatic, okay? I can use it in a conversation or when writing, when speaking, when something, okay? Just to add more emotion than normal. But also, these intensifiers can be removed, okay? So it means that I can use this or we can't, okay? This is not an important part in a statement or sentences, okay? You can use it, okay? You can use it because these words doesn't have an exactly meaning or a real meaning. Or for example, if I told you something if I'm not using intensifiers, my conversation or the meaning is going to be different. Okay, so I'm going to write you an example, okay? So for example, I'm going to write right here. The car is so fast. Okay. Can you read the sentence?
Me dices que creo que no se quedó friqueada su cámara.
Okay. Can you read now?
No, no me sale. Solo me salen como que sus documentos.
Okay. One more time. Okay. Can you read the sentence now?
No me sigue saliendo los documentos.
Okay. We're going to try one more time, okay?
Bueno.
Okay, so
Ahí.
Okay, so intensifiers are that words, okay? The car is so fast. So I'm telling to you that the car is so fast, okay? This is an identifier, okay? And I want to add emotion or energy to my sentence, or I want to add more emotions than normal, okay? But I can remove this. And the meaning of the sentence is going to be the same, okay? The car is fast, okay? The meaning doesn't change, okay? So now try to give me one example using one identifier. Okay, so I'm going to tell you I am pretty I'm pretty hungry or busy. Okay. Okay, so I'm pretty hungry or I'm pretty busy. Okay, I'm pretty hungry. Okay, I can tell you that I'm pretty hungry or that I had a lot of things to do, so I'm going to be pretty busy. Okay, but I'm using pretty just to add something dramatic. Okay, just to tell you that I'm pretty busy because I got a lot of things to do. Okay, but what happened if I remove that word? Okay, I'm telling you the same thing, that I'm pretty busy and that I'm hungry and that I'm busy. Okay, the meaning doesn't change. Okay, the meaning is going to be the same. Okay, remember that we're going to use intensifiers just to add emotion. Okay, so now try to give me one example using any identifier.
No sé.
Just think, just try to analyze, think about it, and give me one example.
No.
Okay, give me one example. Try. Okay, just try. We are only two, you and me. Okay, so don't be shy. Try to give me one example just to know if you really understand the topic. Okay, I'm going to explain to you into Spanish. Okay. Un intensificador nos va a servir a nosotros para exagerar, ¿ok? Por ejemplo, si yo quiero decir algo exagerado, algo dramático, agregarle emoción, por ejemplo, a lo que estoy diciendo, voy a utilizar un intensificador, ¿sí? Por ejemplo, tengo que es más o menos, muy, que no es creíble que haya tenido un día muy ocupado, por ejemplo, que es increíblemente cansado, que es un carro muy rápido. Esas palabras como muy, más o menos, increíble y demás son intensificadores que yo voy a utilizar para intensificar el significado de mi oración, de mi conversación, ¿sí? Estos no tienen una traducción exacta. ¿Por qué? Porque no altera el significado de lo que estamos diciendo, ¿ok? Esto lo vamos a utilizar solamente para hacer una conversación o un diálogo más dramático, más exagerado, ¿sí? Por lo mismo que no tienen una traducción exacta, estos se pueden eliminar de la conversación, ¿sí? Por ejemplo, yo le dije, the car is so fast, solo para exagerar que el carro es muy rápido, ¿sí? Pero si quito el intensificador que va a ser el so, el significado va a ser el mismo, el carro es rápido, ¿sí? No estoy alterando ni cambiando el significado de mi oración. Entonces, recuerde, un intensifier es para agregar emoción, drama, para exagerar, para causar sorpresa en algo que usted está contando o escribiendo, ¿sí? No es necesario que los utilice. Estos se pueden eliminar de la conversación. Por lo mismo que no tienen un significado exacto. ¿Me explico?
Sí.
Okay,
Sí.
so now give me one example using an intensifier.
I run too fast.
Yes, yes, exactly. Así es. Entonces, por ejemplo, usted va a utilizar los intensificadores solamente para agregar drama, acción, emoción, causar sorpresa a algo que quiera contar, decir, escribir, ¿sí? Pero estos no tienen un significado exacto, ¿sí? Por lo mismo, se pueden eliminar de la conversación porque no tienen un significado. Si no pongo esto, el significado va a cambiar. Si no escribo esto, no va a causar lo mismo, ¿sí? Entonces depende de la emoción con la que usted quiera transmitir el mensaje, ¿ok? So, that's why you have to work in your conversation model, okay? So this is going to be your homework. Why? Because this is going to be part of your guide number 2. Remember that tomorrow you have to send through your platform Edu your guide number 2. Okay? And also, en español otra vez. Ya le mandé el correo de Mayón con usuario y contraseña, ¿cierto?
Ahorita voy a revisar.
Va, entonces yo le mandé su usuario y contraseña. Usted va a ingresar a la plataforma de Mayón, va a ingresar sus datos. Si tiene algún problema para ingresar a la plataforma, me escribe un correo, ¿sí?
Sí,
No
ahí ya lo vi.
quiero, no
Diga, diga.
quiero que se inscriba a ninguna actividad, a ningún curso. Solamente
Bueno,
para ver
bueno.
que sus datos son correctos, ¿ok? Otra cosa, ¿usted se recuerda del usuario de My English Lab del año pasado?
No, pero lo puedo buscar.
Ok, la misma cosa. Ingresa a la plataforma de My English Lab con su usuario y su contraseña. Si tiene problemas para ingresar, igual me escribe un correo, ¿sí?
Entonces, My English Lab es con el mismo usuario y la contraseña del año pasado.
Sí, exacto.
Ah,
Mañana debe subir su guía 2 a la plataforma Edu en formato PDF. ¿Ok?
ya se puede. Ya se puede por ahí.
No se reciben tareas tarde. ¿Ok? Si no le
Bueno,
entregan mañana, automáticamente tiene 0. Su nota de la guía 1 ya está disponible también. No sé si ya la puede ver, pero ya
ahí.
está en la plataforma.
¿Es donde se miran eso de las notas? No saben.
En punteos. Se mete donde está la guía 1, la actividad de la guía 1 y se mete a punteos. Y ahí automáticamente le va a aparecer su nota.
Pues,
Okay, so now we are going to move to our page number 8. Okay, and we are going to work together. But first of all, do you have something in mind about what manners and etiquette means?
¿Cómo?
We're going to move to our page number 8 from your book. Okay, so can you tell me if you have something in mind what etiquette and manners mean? Or have you heard something about this topic?
No, la verdad no. No
Okay,
tengo.
when you, I think that you have a class that it's called professional ethic, right?
Yeah.
And what is the class about? what the teacher is trying to teach you. What the teacher says about etiquette or ethic, that are synonyms.
No, no entendí, no entendí.
For example, we have develop your cultural awarenesses, okay? And when we talk about this topic, there are a lot of things to learn about different cultures, okay? For example, here in Guatemala, I have a meeting at 12 o'clock, okay? But it's common that people go to the meeting at 12:15, 12:30, okay? So I'm going to be punctual, but others no, okay? But it depends on the culture, okay? And also, etiquette for me is like to have, for example, say good morning, say thank you, say you're welcome, or don't to be rude or aggressive to anyone else. Okay, that's going to be etiquette. Or for example, that I have to have models to more people. For example, don't say bad words, try other people well, or don't be impolite, okay? But those things are going to depend um, from culture and ages, or also countries, okay? That's very important. So now read the vocabulary that we have at the top of the page number 8. What it says: ethical, cultural literacy, table manners. Because this is going to be part of your guide number 2. You have to record an audio or video talking about it.
Leo solo las palabras.
No, words and definitions.
Ah. Mm.
You just read.
Etiquette. Leo.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
definition.
Rules for polite behave in society or in particular group.
Mm-hmm.
Cultura literaria. ¿Cómo es eso?
Literacy.
Literacy. Knowing about and respecting the culture of others. Talk manners. Rules for polite behavior when eating with other people. And punctuality. The habit of being on of time. Impolite, no polite, rude. Offensive, extremely rude or impolite. Customary, usually or traditional in particular culture. Taboo, not allowed because of very strong culture or religious rules.
Okay, so now we have an exercise, right? That is going to be in our letter B. And it says, complete each sentence with the correct word or phrase from the vocabulary, okay? And we have eats, to eat pork in some religions. No one would ever do it, okay? So what is going to be my correct answer? It is a taboo or it's impolite, okay? A taboo is something that is not allowed in certain countries, okay, or certain societies. And impolite is something rude or polite. Okay, so what is going to be my correct answer? It is a taboo to eat pork in some religions, or is impolite? What is going to be?
No, tal vez tabú porque no sé.
Yes, tell me why.
La la leo completa entonces.
Okay, it's taboo to eat pork in some religions, and it's correct. No one would ever do it. And why is taboo? Because it's not allowed in certain countries or society, because it is ruled. Okay, it is ruled by a rule. Okay, and then we have many people believe that cultural literacy or punctuality is important and that being late is impolite. Okay, so now, what do you think is the correct answer? It's cultural literacy or punctuality?
Punctuality.
Yes, correct. Many people believe that punctuality is important, that being late is impolite. Correct. Now, we have in some cultures, it's offensive or customary to take pictures of people without permission. So few people do that. So it's going to be offensive or customary. What do you think?
Offensive.
Yes, correct, offensive. Then we have some people think that talking with mouth full of food is an example of bad cultural literacy or table manners. What do you think it is?
Table manners.
Yes. Why?
Porque, porque no sé, se les ve la comida. No sé.
Okay, try to speak a little bit more in English because at the end you have a final exam, a Versant exam or something like that, right? And it's better for you to speak a little bit more fluent. And then we have, it's in some cultures, it's customary or offensive to name children after a living relative. And most people observe that tradition. What do you think it is?
Offensive.
No.
No.
Customary, because usual or traditional in a particular country. Okay? And then we have each culture has rules of cultural literacy or etiquette that are important for visitors to that country to know. So it is going to be cultural literacy or etiquette.
Culture lírica.
No, etiquette.
Ya pensé
okay, read etiquette because it says rules for polite behavior in society or in a particular group. Okay, and it says that each culture has its rules that are important for visitors. Okay, so it's going to be etiquette. And then we have in more conversative cultures, it's slightly impolite or taboo to call someone by his or her first name
Espérame. Que no
without
lo
being.
escucho, espérame. Espérame. Ahí está. Pues sí.
Okay. In more conservative cultures, it is slightly impolite or taboo to call someone by his or her first name without being invited to, but it isn't truly offensive. So what do you think? It's impolite or it's taboo?
Impolite.
Yes, correct. And the last one. The most successful global travelers today have developed their punctuality or cultural literacy, so they are aware of differences in etiquette from culture to culture. So what do you think? They have developed punctuality or cultural literacy?
Culture lyric.
Yes, correct. That's correct. Okay, so now you're going to have a homework for tomorrow. Okay, you have to finish your conversation model. Okay, and you are going to read it tomorrow. Okay, so please do it. And then you are going to listen this. Okay, you have to complete this part. Okay, so you have to listen and then you have to complete the square. Okay, and we are going to check it tomorrow. Do you have questions?
No. La conversación es con Melvin, va. ¿Verdad?
Yes, we worked with Melvin last week. Try to do it by yourself. Just change the information. Okay?
Bueno.
Okay, so see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Me too. Bye.